Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. What happened yesterday? What was that all about? What? I don't know. We'll get into it. We got some possibilities. We got some potentials, but we also got Alan House. Good morning to you. We got Amy, Andy, Bill. Good morning to Brian, Eric. Fabrice is with us. Good morning to George, Ginny, Jacob. We got Jay in the house. Good morning to Joseph, Martina, Mike, Win, Wally. Good morning to you. All my peeps out there in YouTube land. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. We got Scintilla la la. I just like saying the name. But good morning to you, all my lurkers in the background of YouTube. What is happening? Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. So let's go into a 15-minute chart on the SPY. Yesterday, there a little bit of a deep sell-off, I would say, from yesterday. I got lucky. I did buy some puts. I gave it lots of time on like till April, so I did pick up some more puts. Fairly decent price. I still thought I was a little late. I was at like 175 and change, but the selling started getting a little bit deep around there, and I was like, okay, we're pretty high. Let me get a couple puts for some protection. Of course, the market today is not going to give me 2 down days in a row. I probably would have just cashed out and took it because we're still bullish overall. We haven't. I mean, we have one. I saw on Twitter. I think it was trending. It was like stock market crash or uh, it's one day. It's okay. It's all right. The market went up 8 weeks in a row. We could give one day back. That's fine. So I'm not really seeing like a big sell off yet. Uh, let's do a quick Fibonacci to the lows of the day. I didn't even go to that little pre-market. So where are we opening up now? Right around that 50% retracement. We did have GDP come in, which came in actually a little bit to the lighter side today. That took us right into that 618. So watch that 472.65 heavily. That's our 618. If we are able to start breaking it, and we got 27 minutes till the market opens, we're gonna have a couple levels of resistance into the zone as well. First one I'm looking from about 3 days ago. That puts us at 472.48. The next level of resistance is going to take us into this 474.13. And the next one is 475.37. So there's a lot of resistance on the way up. We're not just jumping off a cliff and dying this morning. So that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. But a few things happened. So right around 2:30, that's when we started to see. So before that, even we had the bonds come out. The bond yields actually went down a little bit. My bad. The bond yield actually went up a little bit, which means that people were a little bit more bearish on the market. Like that wasn't a great bond, but we just took that number, we ran with it, we didn't care. I was like, huh, okay. The second thing that happened, or two things, so we had that bond movement, and then after that we had President Xi talking essentially directly to Biden, and they started talking about it's almost imminent that there is going to be I think the word he called it was unification. So right around there we had the market start to dip a little bit too. So you could ask probably about 100 different people, and they might all have a different reason as to why we sell. I would also say that the market, the SPY itself, RSI wise, was about 80 as of yesterday. It was high. We've never not had a pullback when we've been in the 80s. So I think a lot of this also could have been triggered into a lot of these algo type trades start to trigger to the downside and just kind of blast away. But we've got a pretty fast, furious sell off. I even put it into the 10K growth challenge channel yesterday. I was like, red days make me smile. Like I'm happy when we see some kind of pullback. I'm not looking for like end of the world type stuff, but I mean, if we're gonna get paid at markets at all time highs, are gonna be a tough spot to really pick your poison as to what you want to invest in, right? If all the companies are doing great, everything is at sky high levels and up 200% for the year, 100% for the year, it's tough to really get a good investment out there that you're like really excited. I'm going to get a huge return. But so red days are good. Red days are good, especially if you're building out the long term portfolios, especially if you're trying to do a 10K challenge. So I said, well, we'll see what happens. I think today, or not today, but from yesterday, I think at least causes us to have a little bit of pause. We bought the dip already. We're buying the dip. Question is, can we now break out of that 618? There's not really a lot of volume to hold us back, so we just really have a little bit of a retrace here, and then if we come down, watch this 469.88 zone. That would be, I mean, probably even before that. That takes us to this little pre-market safety net here, 470.30. If we start breaking 470.30, we're gonna be a little bit choppy, but we've got a few other levels down here just based on yesterday's or pre-market volume areas and yesterday's volume areas. So we'll see if we continue to get bought up. I think we do still have buy the dip mentality. I'm not really too concerned with that because this again is just one day. It's nothing too crazy. Maybe probably a little bit of a rest day inside here, and then tomorrow we'll have to see. Tomorrow we got PCE numbers coming out. We also got the Michigan consumer sentiment numbers coming out. So there's a lot of information coming tomorrow. And if the market's like, is this it? Is this the one? Is it? Do we finally just peak out and that's it? Also, with the Santa Claus rally, technically, historically, that only really starts tomorrow too. So, and if we don't buy the Santa Claus rally, if we do starting tomorrow, just continue to sell, that might not be a great sign for the market. If all of this bullishness starts to give it up during the time when historically you've seen a lot of decent rallies into the end of the year. So we'll see. And then the other thing too is, I mean, there's got to be a time where people want to tax harvest and take some of their losses. So that's that probably really started Monday and last really 2 weeks of the year. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the Qs. Otherwise, for right now, before we even get to the Qs, again, we got 3 levels of resistance from now. That was a very, very weak close yesterday under all of those different VPOCs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row of VPOCs. The one benefit is that volume area still stayed pretty high from yesterday. So even though we closed lower than all that, yesterday's VPOC was still higher. I still really want to see a close below probably 468, not a close, but a VPOC close below, I don't know, 470, something like that. That would then tell me, okay, we're starting to value this market a little bit differently. Win says could change from the Christmas rally to the Santa slaughter. What was that Christmas movie last year? It was like, it wasn't Bad Santa. It was I didn't even watch the movie. I saw the preview. It was like Santa goes on a rampage. Yeah, Violent Night. Who sat around thinking, you know what we need for Christmas? Yes, we have Elf. Yes, we got the Tim Allen Santa Claus movie. Sure, we got It's a Wonderful Life, but we need a little bit more violence on Christmas. That's what we need. Let's do it. Probably the same guys that came up with Cocaine Bear. I'm sure. Is that the one with the guy from Stranger Things? I believe, yeah, I believe so. Uh-huh. I didn't see the movie yet. I didn't see it. Because I don't know if I should watch it on Christmas or Halloween. I'm not sure. Maybe I got to pick like the midpoint. I don't know. All right, we got the Qs. Qs again, very, very strong day. VPOC still all the way up at 409.74. Watch that spot. This rally at least. Let's go back to the 15-minute on this one. David says I enjoyed it, but I love. Yeah, no, I didn't hear it was bad. I was just confused on the strategy. That's all. Just a little confused. I was like, finally a movie for the whole family. Violent Nights. I like it. You know, kids, get in the car. We're gonna go see Santa. Oh yeah, where? He's in a movie. Oh yeah, what's he doing? Does he bring gifts to everyone? Nah, he's just gonna be a lot of murder. Like what? I don't know. Even I thought the Qs jumped a little bit. Where's the pre-market on the Qs here? Right here. So yeah, I thought the Qs jumped a little bit more, but even the Qs are they did breach the 618. We kind of came back down. So to me, this would be a pretty decent level, 407.61. The one thing I'm seeing here that I didn't see on the Qs is or on the SPY is the fact that we actually got up into yesterday's uh pre-market volume area. So we've already hit that too. The one benefit is since we've already hit it, if we do make another pop, we are likely to break it, and then we're probably looking for 408.72, and then maybe back to this 410 and just have a really crazy rally today. But if we're gonna get rejected somewhere, we're kind of at that spot to get rejected now. So we'll see if any of that fear comes back on at the early morning, and especially coming into PCE and consumer sentiment tomorrow. The Pooh film was horrible. Double feature with Winnie the Pooh. I didn't even know there was another Pooh movie. I mean, I've seen a lot of Pooh movies lately, but that's in a different spelling of the word Pooh. So I don't know. All right, we got TLT 99.56. So not really too much movement today there. So nothing to really draw attention to. If we do look at crude was moving a little bit. No, there was no cup involved, Mike. That's a different show, Mike. That's a different show. Uh-huh. No, don't nobody Google that. All right, we got crude futures. So futures are coming down at least today. So pretty significant drop off. That should help the market a little bit. But we are kind of just still hanging out on the real. We got paychecks. A little bit of gap down. Is this earnings report? We gapping down on good earnings? Yeah. We also had that FedEx news yesterday too. That's yeah. Good thing you guys reminded me. Actually, nobody reminded me, but this paychecks did. So I guess whoever, Jay Linder, I guess. Technically, in a weird way, you reminded me. But yeah, we had the FedEx, and again, the market usually moves on like a big FedEx miss. Like we were talking about yesterday, that kind of represents like, okay, how's the actual is people shipping things? Are they buying things? And they dropped pretty heavily, and the market was still resilient. We finally caught up, but I don't know. But now you have a earnings per share beat very, very little, tiny. But we did beat on earnings per share, and then that's one thing to be concerned about. We did lose 10 million. That's not I mean, that's not something you put on your Christmas cards. Uh Pretty significant drop off. This is a retest gap technically, but also that red candle is with inside this green one. So that's a do nothing candle. I would also make the case that maybe that one made somebody feel some kind of way for at least a moment in time, but all of these are really do nothing candles. That's these two are the last ones. So that was bullish. Then you got a bearish engulfing candle. You did nothing inside there. And even that one kind of closed inside that candle. So that's the last one. So I would actually treat this a little bit more like a gap and go. We're down a lot though. We're down a decent amount. Watch the level for like 123.06. And we'll see if we could drop down to like 121.56, something in that zone. That would be my next target. So I think we still have a little bit of room. See if we get a little tiny bounce first. Maybe we could get that bounce into 124.39 first, or even better would be 124.99. So see if we get a tiny bounce first, and then I think there could be some weakness here for that one. MU. Mm, Gapping up. Oh yeah, they had earnings yesterday too. That might be a fun one. They did sell with the rest of the market. I don't know if I trust that volume candle for the down move, because that candle is also going to take into account the after the bell earnings, but they did beat on earnings per share. So small beat, still decent, roughly 5%. And then it did beat 144 million. So good move on that one. Let me see if there's anything else in the way on MU. Otherwise, I kind of like it. One little volume area, which would be right around 84.68. After that, I'm not really seeing too much. Probably the bigger level would be about here, 85, 84. And then if that one starts to break, we can see a little bit more upside, but I do like that gap. All right, so let's throw that one a little bit higher on the lists. I think there should definitely be a couple of bearish traps from yesterday. You know, there's that one person. He's like, you know what? I'm going to short MU. This market is way too high. And then he wakes up today. He's like, they got me again. The stock market hates you. This episode of Stock Market Hates You. I felt so good shorting all my stocks yesterday. All right, CCL just reported. Let's see if we have that. I don't have the info yet. I don't believe. No. So I don't have the info yet, but let's see. Carnival Cruise. So far, taking it as a little bit of a down move, but not too much reaction. You do have some decent support somewhere around here, 1784. Again, I don't know if they beat, missed, whatever. News just came out. That's it. I mean, I'm not Walter Cronkite. I don't report breaking news. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I've got one level of support. If 1759 breaks, I wouldn't mind looking lower. The next bigger level, though, that you really have to watch for is 1727. After that, yeah, then I think we start pulling back a little bit heavier. Jay's a little bit more of a reporter than I am. So we got Carnival Cruise, Q4, earnings per share, -7 cent. Beats by so missed actually -14 cents, a little bit of a weak beat there. And then sales 5.4, beat 5.31. Oh, so no, never mind. Yeah, they actually beat on earnings. They still lost money on earnings per share. I read that backwards. They read that. So yeah, so they still lost money, but less than expected. So that's actually decent for them. And I'm a little surprised. I mean, am I really surprised? They're down a little bit on the news of earnings, which would decent, not horrible. It was a beat, and then but after that, this is the price for perfection type play. So we'll see. Lucian says Spotify SPOT. It's in a land of his own now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I tried to play Spotify a few times. That $200 level is a beast. So if we have a magical great day, like magical great day, we get up, we know probably 200 is going to be our terminal rate today. Right into, and I was even say, even with the front runners, and you got some levels of resistance, 199.30. Really good gap and go today. Not a lot of volume that we're breaking through, so that's going to hinder our progress a little bit. We'd love to see a little bit more people trapped. And then look for resistance. The first one at least 194.11, but yeah, I don't know. Spot could star in the next Pooh movie the way I'm trading it, so I don't know. All right, we got Walmart. Walmart had a very interesting open yesterday, right above that 200. Still, so gapping up, nothing too crazy. We're gonna have to get through that 200 again. We got 154.91. That would be my resistance for today. If we do start to break, watch that 155.57. The one thing I will say, and it's not here yet, this is just using my imagination because Mr. Rogers taught me how. I'll be looking for 1, 2, 3. The question is on this one is, did this pull back enough to really be considered that next shoulder, or do we have one more down push? I would prefer to see one more down push to here. Then that's kind of like this inverted head and shoulders. That will create some kind of neckline here. So watch this candle that we came in with yesterday. If that candle starts to break, that should be our neckline, at least for now. That's also above the 200, and then that might start a little push on Walmart back up. But we're definitely at a very interesting spot on this one. And again, my biggest question is this really enough of a shoulder? I don't think so. Not yet. This is actually still a reverse candle. So if you're like, I hate Walmart, I don't like their dress code. Um, you could look at this candle going, that's where we opened, that's where we closed yesterday. This is all the action on this one. So that's really inverse hammer, and probably trying to short this one, especially if we get up into that 200, getting your stops above it. To me, I think that would be the better opportunity for a short for one more move down. This, and even if we get that move down, yeah, of course we could create that shoulder, but we could probably move stops down at that point and then look to get out. But so for now, I'd like to continue to play to the short side, especially with all these moving averages coming in on it. We got that 200, we're still below. We've got a decent spot where we know let's just bail. And yeah, if I could get it a little bit higher, that'd be fantastic for the Walmart. Win says good 10K challenge. Candidate. Maybe. I would like it a little bit lower. I would like it almost closer to 145. Because even from here, if we add $15 to this thing and roughly $15, that's going to take us up to 168. From that point, we'd have to get almost close to all-time highs. Is it possible? Yes. But I would like to see like we have like a $40 range. Yeah, 139 would be a lot better. And we have good, we're still, I mean, in a longer term, we're still below all that volume. So if this thing starts to break like this 155.46, that volume is now behind us. And then we have a better shot to make all-time highs. Otherwise, if we're in this zone, I'd rather come down to even like this 143. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. YouTube, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, YouTube. I see some more tickers. We still got 7 minutes, but also for people in the chat, today is the last day of RLT for the year. So this is we're not on tomorrow. Volume starts getting killed next week. Volume's gonna be rough. So this is the last day of 2023 that we're doing the rooms. So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have to charge. I'm gonna have to charge YouTube land. I just have to, I mean I can't do it for free, but because you're on YouTube, what I'll do is I only work in the like currency. So if we get enough like buttons, and then also if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, DJ Dan Trader on Instagram, what we'll do is I'll extend. We'll just leave the room open for another hour for you guys if you guys want to join in some trading with us. But I need some currency exchanges here with the like button. So make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. And then if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you guys can do that, DJ Dan Trader. And then we'll just run it up for like another hour. I like it. I like it. All right, let's see the next stock that we got. We got Nvidia. Nvidia could be acting a little bit bullish from the MU. So can AMD, but let's see where this thing actually opens. Let's see, we got Nvidia. So that is, we got 5 minutes left of the market. We're about 50% of it. This is what worries me the most about today. Like, yes, some bulls are like, okay, it's cool. We got to bounce back. I knew it was not the end of the world. Let's go to that 15-minute chart, draw this little Fibonacci though. I think we're at such a questionable spot right now where some of those bulls are like, okay, did the party just end? Was that it? From yesterday. So yesterday's high was here. Yesterday's low was here. This one, if we're just playing yesterday's range, can move a little bit more. We don't even get into the 50 here till about 490.49. So look for a little resistance somewhere around 490.50. That's still about $1.20 to the higher side. And then we got 492 and change on. That would be the 618. And that's going to be a tough one to get through because we do have to get through yesterday's VPOC as well. So 492.14. So we'll see. We'll see. Not really as much. I thought Nvidia might rally a little bit more with the MU results, but it really is not. Take a look at Tesla. The Tessie. All right, we've got the daily. Yeah, that was a pretty harsh breakdown. Rest of the market did the same thing. I do still like this one on the daily where I'm trying to buy the dip, honestly. But I want this thing to come back down, still about $7 more, somewhere around 240, maybe slightly under 240. And then I do plan on getting some calls on it with some longer term calls, maybe minimum two months out. But I just want to check the TTM squeeze, and it is solely just a TTM squeeze. The other interesting thing here is on Tesla. If we draw this little downtrend, which would be somewhere about there, we almost came in for that retest. So I would love to see this one fade a little bit. We do have some decent resistance above us. So somewhere around 252.20 and then back into like this 254.75, 257. So we have 4 days of or 3 days of resistance above us. One little tiny, or two supports actually. So 252.06. Probably going to be a little tight trading range. I think this market gets very, very choppy at open. I think this market might be a little bit choppy at open because I think we have a little bit cautious bulls. I don't think we full on rampage out of the gate. And then I think we got some people maybe looking to hedge, get some protection. And even I mean, again, RSI on the SPY yesterday was we were at 80. That's a massive move. If we go back to other charts, every time that we've been to the 80 range, we've had, I think there's one time we had a few days of pullback. Otherwise, for the most part, it's like 2 months, 3 months of pullbacks. So we'll see. We got Ulta. So Ulta is gapping up a little bit. Again, pretty just hanging out, honestly. You still have this high wave range. This is just all a retest into it. We did hold a decent support. We're gapping up a little bit, but this doesn't make me feel too great knowing that there's this big range of open gap that's never been filled. And can we possibly one day get back down to this 425? I think that's possible. Maybe it takes longer than we think to get there, but I think at some point that gap gets filled. So that's a tough buy in the zone. But you got a clear double top on the daily, not a great close, holding a little support. So I'm a little to the iffy side. A little bit to the iffy side on Ulta. And if you're going to short, probably not out of the gate. Be looking for maybe like 481.23, something like that. We shall see. Let me see if there's any other tickers. I think we good. I see some people joining me on Instagram, follow me. So what we do, we switch over. We'll keep that room open for another hour-ish, and we'll see if we can find any trades. Let's put in MU because that one looked the craziest. Pre-market break. Even on a wave count based one. I'd still have to wait for some type of pullback on this one, but that one looks pretty bullish to run it up. Let me know if you guys see any other tickers that you want to take a look at. What was the ones that we put up there as well? Crypto came right back for a rally, so nothing wrong with watching anything crypto related today, but small open on the SPY, nothing too crazy. Again, we're still in that danger zone of what do people want to do from here. We got Tesla up there, so that's good. I'm not opposed to buying Tesla here either. If we do get this rally, Tesla should be, I think, decent. Nvidia's starting to go. That one we had 490 as our first. Was it 490 or 490.90? I think it was 490.90. So a little bit of room to go on that. AMD is trying. I'm being very cautious at open because I don't know. Coinbase 166.90. Let me get the chart ready. We'll see. If we do break bullish, 166.90. I don't know if I'll have enough room on this one. 165.45 for 3 yards. That's too much. We could do 169.80. That looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders though. And we are into a little bit of resistance from yesterday, so no. I'll wait on that one. SPY, we still got that first 5 minute candle. We've only been open for about 1 minute. Nothing too crazy. I was looking for FedEx to get a little bounce yesterday. That didn't happen. And MU still running. So if you're playing momentum and or you did play that pre-market breakout, even that high wave, you're looking pretty good there still. And let me just see Tesla pre-market. Just for a quick fib on this one. 259.84. All right, that's a perfect bounce off that 50% retracement. Do we have enough room to the downside? 251.56. 251.56. Throw a stop at 253.23. I'll set this one up. My personal day trade Tesla. I don't know if I get filled or it's just gonna be a cancel, but 251.56. Keep in mind this is my trade. You guys, it's not financial advice for you people out there on YouTube land. I don't know where you are at in life. I don't know your financials. In fact, for disclaimer, you will lose all your money if you take this trade. So this way I cover everything just so you guys know. That's gonna be a cancel anyway. Don't worry about it. AMD. Could be a 10 EMA here if it closes green. That's 137.54. 137.54. 138.77. 138.77. By the way, I'm only really planning bullish trades. I didn't set that Tesla up, by the way, guys. So cancel that. My personal day trade. 137.54 by 138.77. That's AMD, by the way. Maloney. Appreciate you. Malone's to save the day. Let's see. We got A trades. Again, I'm gonna throw this in there. It might be a cancel. I don't know, but if it breaks down, I'm with it because I could play this market either way right now. I've got no bias if we go up higher. We're very interesting location. But my entire theory on it is if that wick starts to break out northbound, it's a cancel. It probably goes higher, but we're also right around that 140 zone. Right. AMD. The account looks crazy. That long term looked crazy today. 137.54. 137.54. The fact that none of the chips are really moving. With I could also set up Nvidia bullish too. We could cover the chips in both directions. But for right now, I got AMD to the bear side. Target on this one, I don't know. Overall, AMD has been bullish. If the entire market starts to slip from here, if SPY comes down, we got tweezer tops. That candle's still wide open. FedEx just took a little dump a risky. Let me see YouTube. Okay. And let's see if there's any news coming out too. Yeah, the biggest thing I saw yesterday was the bond market kind of lined up with the stock market around that 2:30 time. So that's I think the thing that related the most to it. Let's see what's moving in the account. Why is that going crazy today? What is happening there? Baba's up a little bit, so 2.5%. We got Disney up 0.5%. MO's up a little bit. Uh, the SPY puts are running right now. That's kind of weird. Man, people just piled in this morning on some puts, it looks like. That kind of makes me want to get out of them. Did I get filled on AMD? Let's see. By the way, if you guys have any tickers you guys are looking at, let me know. No, I did not get filled on AMD yet, so that's beautiful. Fantastico. Pretty big candle on Tesla coming down here too. That would have probably filled some people. So now you got a little bit of a bear trap on Tessie. Julie says, Merry Christmas. I know it's crazy. How'd that happen? I still didn't unwrap gifts from last Christmas. That's nuts. But yeah. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Every day's a holiday. Very interesting hammer candle. So you have a little tiny element. Again, I'm not triggered into AMD yet, but little tiny miniature bear trap. Kind of came right back. Nvidia's just really trading sideways at this point. Ruben just got filled on Meta on the 3-minute. Is that bullish or bearish? All right, let's see if there's any range. Buy high, sell higher. It does look a little different. I mean, we are trapping some bears in there. It's not an overwhelming a lot. This is a new all-time high, I believe. Yep, all-time high on Meta. For me, I don't love taking the breakouts there only because you will find some like at 350, 641 all-time high, every single person who has ever had a share of Meta will be profitable. So just be careful on that one. Nvidia's coming down, AMD trying to come down too. And I probably got filled on AMD here. It says no, not yet anyway. So I got skipped. Okay, now it's sitting at my price. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna get my stop in here again. No clue if this one works. But I like my stop if it does. So stop on this one is 138.77. Market is still in a very, very interesting spot. Could honestly go either way from here. Targets on this one. So I'm gonna do a target of 136.06. That would take me to a, I believe that's gonna be my target. Yeah, so that's a 1.2. I'll take that one. Last day of the year. So we'll see if we can get this breakdown. Let me throw that in Slack. 136.06 is target. Looks like they're not going to give it up too easy though. That zone. AMD. Both AMD and Nvidia just chilling. Pretty big. That was also Teddy May on FedEx, but again, that was trading a little crazy the other day. This is your little bit of a pre-market support on AMD. So if we do break this, we've got a lot of room to come back down, even to probably 135.78. We are at a little bit of resistance from yesterday. So again, it just all depends really on the SPY if we are going to start to continue to buy the dip, or if really all of this pre-market move is nothing more than just a retrace of yesterday's gap. So that we don't know yet. But the bulls try. We even have a little bit of a double top from pre-market into the open here on the SPY. Coinbase starting to come down a little bit. And that was a lot. It was a lot of selling yesterday. So you would think there could be some buy the dippers out there, but if they all came in pre-market, we have the possibility for a pullback, and we'll see. Yep, M Sky says Meta. Yeah, so we have Ruben in this one now. All-time highs. Question is it going to keep running? The other thing too, when something makes all-time highs after yesterday, I don't know. I mean, that is definitely a bullish sign. But at what point do people want to take profits? AMD is still kind of holding this line a little bit. I would like to get my stops down, but I still think that our stop right now is like, if we start to break the high of the day after that little trappish candle, sentiments change. I'd rather just lose my R. Especially with the SPY not really giving us any real sign yet. Coinbase did come down, pretty nice retest there. Looks like the bulls are gonna try to come back on AMD. We'll see. Still in a tough zone. Nvidia is just really fighting right now. And then we got Tesla. Again, pretty big reversal. Decent trap there as well. 252.77 if we want to take a bullish play. SPY not giving me anything yet. Yeah, like we said, pre-market kind of a little bit chop out of the gate. Let's see if there's any other news or anything else moving like crazy. Nikola, big red candle. Hershey's down to 179. Nike, Meta is fading a little bit. NKE. Boeing. I haven't checked on Boeing in a little bit. Nike's starting to break down a little bit. Watch Tesla here. I mean, again, this is your retest spot on Tesla if it goes bearish. We've already kind of broken out of that, so maybe double top to it. Boeing does look like it's breaking down a little. This thing's been on a rampage though. And it was a gap and go, kind of a fail gap and go at this point. Very similar to Meta though, so obviously the strength is there. It's very, very tough to go short. But we just hit a new high, new 52-week high at least. I think we've definitely been just not all-time high, but 52-week high after no pullbacks whatsoever. So anybody from that 176.25 zone plus any of those people finally profitable. We shall see. Come on, AMD break down a little bit. Nvidia's starting to go. SPY is frozen. I gotta check to see if my internet connection is good. I don't know. Oh no. um, yeah, what's Hershey's doing? HSY. Why is that not even typing? There we go. It's actually up 26 cents today. I've been watching this one for the 10K challenge. This one's got potential. Even $17 from here takes us to what, 199? Give me a little bit lower, Hershey's. A little bit. I want that greedy price. Real virtual demand. What's happening? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. All right, we got Tesla potential double top up here. No, I mean it's just potential. There's no confirmation, no nothing. SPY still hanging out above the 10, still above the VWAP. So watch that. Nvidia is starting to break down. That could be a good sign for us. Maybe AMD's lagging a little bit, but again, anytime we've gotten down to these levels, both AMD and Nvidia, we were bought up. So we shall see. This is your double top potential still on Tesla. I don't know how I'd want to play this one. I mean, we could go throw some kind of entry up there. That's where we probably would have got filled. Stops there very, very tight. And in that scenario, it's just risk the R that we don't make a new high. Otherwise, kind of want to see if maybe a 10 EMA comes in here. That's also a lower high too. But at the end of the day, we're just consolidating on Tesla. So I don't think we have a clear decision yet. And if we get under this 251.78, it's probably a little more weakish, but that's also a good bear trap zone. So I'd wait a little bit on Tessie. Same thing with Apple. Apple has a potential 10 EMA setting up. Pretty strong candle out of the gate. And we've given some of that back. And you got Nvidia starting to try to push again. AMD, Tribe. None of these things are really breaking down. Really, really good resistance right here on AMD, 138.15. So I can move stops down, but AMD could get trappy. We shall see. Take a look at Ulta. Just flat. Looks like a barcode. Straight barcoding. Let's see. "15 minutes before CB leading index." So we got that at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. All right, AMD trying to get a little bit of a break here. That could be good for us. And the question is, can we get one to targets and can we actually get a close below some of these levels? The next little probably support is about 137.29. The one after that is about 137.12. I really think we're going to need for this trade to work, probably that SPY to continue to break down. But so far we've been making these lows. I also wouldn't be shocked if we start to look good and then you get one crazy bull candle out of the gate, which can line up with that CB leading index. See what those central banks want to do. Coin is getting pretty good hammer pre-market. We are consolidating here as well. With crypto kind of coming back a little bit last night. Crypto actually held pretty well through everything for the most part. Apple, no 10 EMA there. What about Neo was getting a little beat up yesterday. That one is still up 2%. Plug is up a little bit. That's up 5%. MPW. I like the look on that chart. It is under $5 though. PayPal hanging out. Square AK block. Again, a little rotation on AMD. And if central bank numbers come out good, market's gonna love it. I would normally think the central bank leading index probably wouldn't cause too much volatility. Although I think with this market in a very delicate spot, actually we could have a decent reaction off that. It's like we're just waiting for that like one extra piece of news to come out. So we'll see if the market likes it or hates it. I mean, even the GDP came in a little bit light today. We did have buy the dip mentality. Like we didn't even let that one go. So that was a little bit to the shocking side. And even if we get this pop here, I might want to set something up long. I'm just not sure what. Maybe Tesla, 252.42. 252.42. Stop is 251.19, maybe. 251.19. Yeah, let's take a look before we set that up. Let's look for that Exxon Mobil. See, that one could be an interesting play too. 101.99. 101.99 by. Almost want that one to fade first. Now that Tesla's giving us a little down candle, I might take that one. And I think I will. So I'll take that one. I'll set it up for a bullish, and then hopefully we just don't even get triggered. My personal day trade Tesla. Unless we get a close down here, that'd be crazy. I can't take it then. And then we're right back to I'll start typing out these numbers. So I'm looking at 130, I don't know, 252.42 by 251.19. So I'm really looking for this candle to be a trap. If we get some weak closes, I mean, maybe we can keep it out there for a little bit until those numbers come out in 7 minutes. But then we'll have one bullish, one bearish at least. Tesla buy. I don't even have to adjust those stops though already though. Yeah, that stop already came in. No, cancel Tesla. Cancel Tesla. It was kind of a weak candle, weak close, and we already got to that stop location. So worst case, I'd have to adjust that trade. But let's see if I can find something else in the next 6 minutes if AMD is not already breaking down. If AMD is breaking down, especially anywhere, if we can get a close below this 137.37, that should allow us at least at minimum to lower the stops down to like 138.39. Otherwise, it's still chopping sideways. It does look like a little bit weaker. It's just taking forever to break down. But I mean, again, the market's not really moving either. Are you guys in anything else at this point? Chat? Anybody in YouTube land in anything? Wow, we're just waiting. This is some consolidation and a half. Wendy's in short on BA. There you go. I like that opening, that reversal candle out of the gate looked good. So either Wendy got in probably 265.83 or knowing Wendy 264.77. I think 264.77. But that's a good breakdown there so far. Good drop on Tessie. AMD is still kind of not working yet. Coinbase is in this pure consolidation. And we got 4 more minutes till we get some news out. So 4 more minutes till at least we get some more data. Again, I don't expect it to really move the markets, except for the fact that we need something to break us out of the sideways trend. Mm. AMD getting a little lift back above the 10, back above the VWAP. Mm. Not seeing anything else. And we got 3 more minutes. Market is slowly dripping down again. The numbers could change that. And this all could be a little bit of like a little worry getting into those numbers, but we'll see. And we still look decent on AMD, although we're gonna need a break down. The fact that we got back to 471.43 right now on the SPY is still pretty wild. We could throw a short in on Coinbase too. How much time do we got left? We got 3 minutes. We're still pretty much in that trend though. I think Coinbase is about to drop. Good breakdown and follow through on Tesla. I still want that one to come a little bit lower. And we're starting to get a little bit weaker on the SPY too. Again, a close below VWAP would be good for us in the short direction, at least. Which it sounds like most people are in that direction. Now Tesla's picking up some steam. Nvidia with a little bit of a pullback, but again, the chips are not really moving that crazy. So I want to try to look for something else. But I also kind of want to wait till the next 2 minutes from now, get some info, and then see if I want to continue to just look for shorting. Bitcoin also breaking down a little bit. What about Mara? MARA. That one should take a hit. I would also say Square too would be a good candidate. That's breaking your highway. If we could do something like this, 2276. 22.76. I don't even know if I'm going to be quick enough. Stop would be 2322. 23.22. So I'm going to be too late for this one. All right. Well, we got 1 more minute. We'll let this news come out. We'll see. I almost want to take a long somewhere too, just to cancel out the short. If the news comes out bad and then these chips start to break, not that the chips are going to be the most directly correlated to the numbers, but the market will be, and that might be the extra juice to break it down. All right, so it's 10 a.m. See if that number comes out. Right now, very little reaction. KRE would probably also get a direct impact. Really strong close on Coinbase. I almost want to see Coinbase bounce up a little bit into like 165.72. I don't understand why TD won't let me share us a short. Numbers came in line. That's not going to help us break either direction. Um, have you called Schwab, Wendy? Because they might have migrated you over from TD Ameritrade to Schwab. And if that's the case, maybe something happened with that short restriction. All right, getting a little lift on AMD here. Not really breaking down how I want. Will move my stops 138.39. Lose less than an hour, 138.39. Do I want to do this new stop? Not really. 138.39. I can always get back in underneath. Order status. Change 138.39. I put that in Slack, I believe. Yep. All right. So I got that out there. We'll see. See if I get wicked here. Otherwise, taking a new short, probably 137.72. You could always get back into it. But AMD is getting a little bit of a rally here. And most likely we probably get wicked and comes back down. Really, the better stop is up here, but that's about a half hour loss. Somewhere in that zone. Harold says no valid 10 EMA plays too right now. Everything's kind of still inside day. All right, hopefully that was a last little bull trap if we come down, but it's still early. Apple coming down though, so Apple is sinking. Let's check on MU because that's probably going to directly be related. That one's just all over the place. No real push. Essentially back to that opening price. If MU starts to go, I think probably then we lose some of these chips. But MU is pretty strong today. Coinbase, high wave candle. The breakdown candle was a lot deeper in volume, so I'd be more concerned there. And SPY is back below that VWAP, but we've been in this range. We are very range bound today. Be careful on trades. I'm still seeing more things start to drop than not, but Harold, it's still inside candle on Tesla, but there was a little bit of 10 EMA on Tesla, 251.80, stop somewhere around 253.63. So that could have been good. You do have one at least entry if you want to take join on the AMD trade. That's 137.36 would give you a 10 EMA. But even that one now closed back above the 10, so not a lot of that to go off of. Right. MU starting to break down on MU. Nope, not the same reaction on AMD and NVIDIA, so we'll see. Lisa says I had MU set up, but I just noticed it has already traded the average daily volume. Yeah, that's all from that earnings. Today won't be the average. Today there will be more volume traded on MU just because the earnings came out. I think if we start to lose, and we're not there yet, but if we start to lose that green candle on AMD, and that was the Bulls' last attempt to try to bring it up, and they can't hold this candle, especially with a little bit of an increased pop. Again, we're not there yet, so nothing's happened. Tesla's still coming down. SPY is starting to break. We still have some good levels on the SPY, though. We still got that 470.50. So I don't think that's all she wrote yet. Yeah, to the upside, I think it's a little tougher, especially if the market's not going to cooperate on MU. Tessie breaking, cooling, coming down. Nvidia's coming down a little bit more. That's the same concept, but AMD looks a little stronger than even Nvidia. Both of them just chopping sideways. Apple looking to bounce 194.40 zone. Let me take a look on my other screen where the next real spot is. AAPL. Yeah, even that one's still inside day from yesterday. We really don't want to see this thing bounce higher than 195.66 if you're shorting. That kind of recaptures a key level. Otherwise, look for the low of day yesterday. That would be 194.81. And then a much bigger and better support would come in at, yeah, I got roughly about 194.32. So in that zone. But watch the lows of yesterday. That's you'll probably get a little bit of support there somewhere. But at least some bulls just trying to buy at the lows of yesterday. But we are losing the SPY. The only thing we're not losing is that our AMD trade. we cannot break these levels on AMD. That could still be double topish though. So let's hang in there. We do have our stops down a little bit. Can't lose an R on it. And we'll have to see where this candle closes on SPY as well. If this thing comes back as a hammer, which we're at that support right now. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles in a row. Could be a little tough. Nvidia's starting to drop, so that's good for us. Spot volume was garbage, so I took that off. Yeah, I know. And the spot is spready too. I would also imagine this time of year when we're losing a lot of volume in general, that's not going to help some of those already lower volume stocks. We were looking to short Mara. Let's see if that one continue to pull back. It did. Yeah, that would have been a good entry. We could still set it technically. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll probably only be trying to catch that wave 5. If AMD breaks with that amount of consolidation, that's really, really good for us. META. That one continue to drop. That is below that opening range candle as well. So it could still be a little bit more downside on Meta. Let me check on Boeing for Wendy. That was a nice flush. Didn't even make you wait that long. And we got the vids still rolling. If we get the close here. I mean, can we get through yesterday's low? Of course. Otherwise, I'm looking at like 483.59 for targets on Nvidia. It's not going to give us too much room, but we definitely have a little bit more room on AMD. Let me take these fibs off. I don't need those from yesterday. First spot 136.78. So we're going to need to break that spot 136.06. Again, with that consolidation, it's very possible. And SPY, that selling off is getting a little bit bigger. We're not there yet where we're in panic mode. I think there's going to be some people probably sitting around this 470.46 if we flush through that. I think there's more continuing downside. FedEx is getting a little bit of a bounce here though. Tesla does have a hammer. This is probably wave 3 that we just went through if that bounce comes in here. To me, this looks like this would be your 1, your 2, your 3. That double top would have been fantastic on a short. We were talking about that too. But I think if we get one more bounce, is at least a double bottom or wave 5 to some extent. And then if we're ready to go, that would be your spot. Nvidia does look like it's breaking down. We just got to get a little bit more of that breakdown on AMD. Rig down slightly. Bob was looking like it was having a decent day. That one gave it all right back. Good breakdown on Baba. I think we get us stops a little bit lower. 138.34 saves us 4 pennies. I'll sacrifice my 4 pennies. But yeah, if we start to break that, we most likely get stopped here. Decent close for us. It was an okay close, nothing spectacular. Still holding that little line of support. But that close was back below the 10, also below the VWAP. So we just got this heavy, heavy support right here. And unfortunately, the market is getting a little bit of a relief bounce. I think kind of nothing more than that at this point. Relief bounce, but at a good zone. Again, we are still also pretty good close below that opening candle. So I think there's a little more weakness. David says AMD looks better on the 5. AMD or all right, let's take a look at that. Throw this on the 5. Yeah, that does. And again, targets. I mean, we're still going to have support along the way. And I'm also concerned with that almost major support right around here. But at that point, we could probably get a stops to break even, at least. And if we could break down this 136.65 zone, that should get us right easily into targets. If not, we could probably extend targets too. But let's see if we get this slight little breakdown a little bit further. This is still, I mean, even this on a 5, there's your high wave indecision. We kind of bear trapped a little bit, still stayed in it. And now we did have one more close outside of it. This would be a decent 10 EMA on a 5-minute to probably take. Because now you're getting in below that pre-market support. Probably get your stops up to like 138.33. If that one closes and you kind of playing the 10 EMA on a 5. All right, FedEx chilling, Coinbase starting to bounce back. Look for some kind of resistance, 166.42. Even that one kind of has an element of a bear trap though to it. So that's 164.38 is the close below that opening range. We're right back into it. I do want to move my stops. I can't get them to break even, but 137.54 was entry. We're right around it. I almost want to just piece out of it. Even Nvidia started to break down. AMD is just a little stronger for whatever reason. Netflix. That one's. Oh, I was gonna say that looks exactly like AMD. Netflix tanked a little. Still, a lot of things are still holding. Even on that big drop we had yesterday, there was still the companies that were hitting 52-week highs this year still fairly held pretty well. Apple, yeah, that type of sell-off, I'd have to wait for at least one bounce before trying to go long. And this is Chopzilla. Um, Apple did come right into the. I think we got one more lower low on Apple would take us right into that really decent support. Bullish engulfing candle on SPY right off a good support as well. That also closed at a decent resistance. They're not going to make it easy today. And then if we do get a pop from here, next resistance is probably going to take us to 471.68. What I will do, win or lose on AMD, because again, it is holding. Is probably wait for Tesla to come down one more time and then attempt that long. If it does want to come down. All right, let's see if AMD wants to keep us in. I don't know. That is a bullshit golf candle. That's a 3-bar reversal. Still in this chop zone. I'm almost kind of waiting to get pulled out on a trap before it actually goes, but we'll see. We shall see. I like the fact that we got our stops down a little bit. Trying to find out one more area to do it. Do it again. And then on Tesla, if we wanted to go short Tesla, again, I'm kind of waiting for one more down move on this one before I could go long. But if we wanted to wait, if we wanted to take a short to it, we almost need back above this 252 and then roll. And we'll definitely be stopped out of AMD before that. Hmm. Camel sell off. AMD's got some strength in it. All right. I probably just got to stop there. Let's see. Yep. Stopped out on AMD. I did not want to break that support. We could look for the flip, but I'm looking for 140 is going to be some kind of resistance on it. And the SPY again is kind of just, I mean, we're almost back to that opening range price too. So we're not really making any progress on the SPY one way or the other. And we know we got that 618 essentially right here. A little bit of buy the dip mentality into the open. But if, I mean, just as easy as this thing could break through and we just start pushing like crazy, we could also see some kind of almost double top from here, and then the pullback from retrace of this early morning pop coming too. So let's be patient. We'll see what we can find. Mm, Unity software. What did MU do? MU's got a little double bottom down here. BA still coming down. Yep. This is really our first pivot. So we'll see if this one wants to make a new lower low or if this was I mean in a weird way, this could be a wave five. So this could be your one, your two. This is your wave three. I can make a really strong case that that's your three. This makes your four. This could make your five. So we just hit that new high as well. My guess though would probably be your plays into VWAP if you're going to try to take that reversal. Again, unless this market starts to really break out and we start to break new highs of the day. Decent hammer on the 15 for Tesla. Mm, yeah, but right after it is. Problem is right after that pretty bearish engulfing candle that covered most of the man. I mean, that still looks. This is what I wanted to happen on AMD. We get down into like this pre-market zone, so we fill that first initial gap. That is not a strong secondary candle for that 15-minute. Otherwise, if we start to bounce here, and I think we might at some point, but if we do start to bounce, I think coming into probably 255.77 would be a good resistance on it. Either that or we could even make one more push into like 256.62. So there is a decent amount of room to the higher side. Good hammer. Not that much volume, a little bit. I don't know why TOS keeps throwing these fibs everywhere. Looking better for a short on MU. Chips are still rather strong though. Hmm. Bulls maybe want to party a bit. Yeah, that's possible. Good recovery on coin. This is still the zone I'd be concerned about on coin though. This is your short zone on coin. That's not the straightest line. And then something like this. I would even go short there, stop up here. Spies in potential double top zone, but we kind of broke down. We hit a good support, got the bounce off of it. But the breakdown of that candle looks interesting to me. In fact, we could try to set that. Let me see. Let me just see some numbers. With that amount of strength, though, we're gonna need this market to pull back again. 166.94, 95, 166.95. Go high of the day on the stop, 168.46. 168.46. Got to get back below that VWAP, but it's not an easy trade, especially if the bulls are here to stay. Then be a quick in, we get that bounce, and then we get stopped on that one. Right now, good follow through on the spy. Targets, if we take that trade, 2 Rs is 163.93. So into the low of the day. It might be worth throwing an R at. I might take that one. My personal day trade. COIN. 166.95 by 168.46. Could be a very, very quick R. Careful. Not a financial advice. You will lose all your money. I'm gonna start saying that for every trade. Coin. Sell shorts. $166.95. 6.95. Just because this is the retest zone, that's really it. And if the Bulls do want to take this market away, which they look pretty decent so far, this trade will not work. AMD. I kind of even want to come up higher on that entry now. This candle's not closed yet. I'd probably want to get in. Wait for that candle to close. See that where that one wants to come in. But we've tried to get up here a few times. Again, our candle is up there. The Bears were able to at one point take it underneath that wick. Yeah, I'm letting YouTube run for probably like five more minutes for my peeps in YouTube. Let's see if I got filled on that one. Not yet. Got skipped. Now I got filled. All right, let's see if we have any luck selling high. Trade. We'll throw the stop out there, and let's see if we get any type of pullback around here. 160, 168.46. All right, so we got the stop out there again. It's just a sell high scenario. Good bearish engulfing candle on the SPY, so that might work to our favor. We're gonna have to get through the 10 and get through the VWAP, so it's definitely not gonna be one of the easier trades. And then if Bitcoin goes crazy, yeah, that's not fantastic. I mean, really good bearish engulfing candle on the SPY. Pretty much puts us right back to that opening price where we've been just dancing around all day. Let me see targets on this one. We could go for 1.2. 1.2 takes us to 165.13. We will be positive for the day. 165.13. A little bit of a Chopzilla market. This market would have to pull back. We'd probably have to break that if we want to go for more. I'll go for the 1.2 for now. Oh yeah, if they say the yeah, watch that ETF get approved right now. But also, you could also make a case that buy the rumor, sell the news. I almost think that's what happens with crypto. But all right, so let me throw my targets out there in Slack. Target on coin. I'm going for the 1.2. I think we can get a little bit lower, but we'll see. I want to at least get my stops down a little bit, but 165.13. And it's not going to be easy. We still got to get through that 10 and the VWAP. Now you got SPY starting to come down pretty heavy. That candle's picking up relatively decent. We've already given back 2.5 of those green candles, and that looks a little trappy now at this point, especially if this candle breaks down. I would expect to see a flush. That's a good support bounce. Nice little rally. New highs of the day. That looks very trappish for right now, but again, we're still very much in this range. I'm tempted to almost immediately move these stops to like 167.71. That's aggressive. Right now, we got stops just over highs of the day. Oh, the SEC news already came out. All right. We'll see if we get that further drop. SPY's still reacting kind of sad and depressed, though. Maybe that helps. When did that news come out? Was that right at this rally, or was that earlier? So we're already up a lot. I mean, we're up 3% on the day. About 10 minutes ago. So yeah, we're right around there. Perfect. Good stuff. Short the news. All right. Again, we're just still in this chop zone. That is a bearish engulfing candle. At this point, we probably get some kind of retest into that VWAP if we're going to fail. Almost rather see that for the SPY. It's not going to help us immediately with Coinbase. And then I want that one to break down, but we'll see what happens. I mean, this market's kind of a little bit kangarooish. There's that retest. And I can even see us push into maybe like 471.61. I'll take that. But either VWAP rejection or 471.61, and then see if we get that breakdown. But everybody out there on YouTube land, I do appreciate you joining us and hanging out with us for that extra hour. You guys are incredible, but like I said, this is the last day of the year of 2023 that RLT will be going live. So if you're looking for us tomorrow, I didn't forget about you. I promise. But we will be back in 2024. Otherwise, check out reallifetrading.com, and we do have all the educational classes things like that. Like that. I mean, if the market volume's low, there's no better time to start getting a little bit of getting that knowledge under your belt, getting ready to go for 2023. Otherwise, 2024, man, I'm still saying 2023. You guys are incredible though.